Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie. For this layout I'm using the 49er Market range Art Options Alena. So I only bought a few of the 12x12 papers and I'm going to use this one as the base. Originally I was thinking of turning it sideways, but I didn't like the way that the print looked, so I've decided to keep it, and I'm thinking of running my decoration across the centre. So I've dug through all the ephemera and the chipboard laser cut pieces, and I've dug out all the frames. So I'm thinking of using a selection of the frames to go across the centre. Now the ones that you see there with pieces inside them, they were off one of the packaging pieces where you actually cut out the ephemera yourself. So I've cut out the outer side, and now I'm just using a pair of small scissors to roughly cut the inside, then I'll go back in and trim them. So I don't know whether you've used 49er Market paper before, but it's really good quality, really nice and thick. So those bits that I'm cutting out there, it feels like good quality, and it can stand up to being cut out like this. I really like the colours in this range, they're very me. That blue with the orangey peachy colour is a really good combo. So I'm looking at mixing up the colours of the frames to go with the colours in the background paper. I quite like the way those overlap each other. I'm not sure how many photos to use initially. I'm just going to have a look at some of the embellishments here in matching colours to see how I feel they would look around the frames, to see if I could change the frames at all. There's some nice little tickets, also some nice little stamps. Still got a few flowers left. This is my second layout with this range, so I have used some of it before. I really like that it's got like a cord-like look. Obviously that's laser cut, it's not real, but it looks quite good over the top of that frame. And then there's a little heart embellishment to imitate metal on top of that. There's also some buttons in this. There's all sorts of a nice mixture actually of bits and pieces that you can have a good play. I've got a few of the rub-on flowers on vellum there that I was using on a previous layout, so they might also make the cut. And there's a few word phrases as well that I'm layering up depending on the colours. Now I'm bringing in some photos. I have got 5. I don't know whether I'm going to use all 5 initially. This is of my son and daughter-in-law's recent wedding. So I've put the 5 in, and I actually quite like the way they look, so I think that I might keep them. It's a nice mixture from the day, but it's just to give you a synopsis of it. There's a picture with the bridesmaids, a picture of the bride and groom, one with confetti, one with me and his dad, and another one with their best man. So a nice mix of photos. I printed them in specifically to go behind the frames. Now I'm just bringing in here, these are 49er Market acetate film strips. These specifically are the ones that are in Lagoon, which is obviously a bluey colour. And I'm wondering to add some little bits behind some of these photographs, just as another embellishment, just to add a different texture as well, because obviously they're acetate. So I'm just trimming this one down. I'm going to put a piece of that above the biggest photograph. I'm going to attempt to add it in 3 places, just to keep your eye moving. They always say things are better in odd numbers, don't they? So I'm just going to tuck those in. Obviously everything keeps moving a little because, you know me, I'm not going to commit and stick anything down just yet until I'm absolutely sure. But I do quite like the way the photos look. I wonder whether to add another film strip there behind those embellishments. But actually I think maybe that's overdoing it, and I'm not so keen. I'm going to leave it with the tickets and the stamps, I think, for now. So I'm quite happy with the way that this is looking. So I take the frames off camera and I stitch around the whiter part of them just in some white thread. You'll see it up close later on, just to add another texture. So when you see the close-ups, you'll see that little bit of stitching. And now I'm cutting down some sticky pads, and I'm going to just add them around the frames just to lift the frames off the photos a little bit. So I'm just looking at adding a bit of depth to attach these. So I've just brought in some talcum powder, which I keep in a pot. So any bit of foam that is missed, and I don't want it to stick to the main 12x12 yet. So by adding a bit of talc with a brush to any leftover bits of sticky, it stops it sticking down, if that makes sense. I use talc quite a bit on my layouts for similar things to this, particularly with stickers and things. So I'm just attaching another frame. This photo was actually a bigger photo, which I cut down. I didn't print that one to size, but it was perfect, so I kept it. I haven't printed all the photos from the wedding. The photographer took, I think, nearly 1,000, so I'm not going to be printing all of those. But I have got access to them, so I can actually print the ones that I want. I'm thinking of making myself a photo book. I don't know if anybody here has done that before. I'd be interested to know what company you used and how easy it was, or is it just takes a lot of time, or yeah, anything you can give me on making a photo book, I'd be really interested. It's something I really would like to keep. Photo albums of wedding albums have moved on a long way since I got married, but I would like to have a book to be able to just flick through and enjoy the photographs that were taken. So it is on my to-do list. When it'll get to the top, I'm not sure, but yeah, any advice you can give me, I'd appreciate. So I think I'm on the last photo now, sticking it down, or maybe the last but one, making a right old mess with bits of foam pad there, but it's fine. I've got a bin by my side and I'll scoop them all up eventually. I'm just making sure that none of the foam is showing and that I've not got any of the edge of the white edge of the photo showing either. So that's that one as well. So I think that might be done. Tidy up. Now tip it all off, start again. I can't help it. I like the process, so I'm going to make sure I've got them exactly where I want this time and stick them down. Some of them are going to go on foam so they can be layered up over the corners, and some will be stuck straight to the 12 by 12 paper. Now obviously everything you see here is available in the Hey Little Magpie store. It's a fabulous scrapbook store, lots and lots of supplies, lots of new ranges being updated all the time. Why don't you subscribe to their email so you can see things that are being added, and I really would recommend you check them out. So I'm just finally deciding exactly where they're going to go, and I've stuck them down off camera just with a bit of double-sided tape and some foam pads on the ones that are overlapping. So I'm going to just come in with a bit of wet glue and just start to slowly stick the embellishments down, being sure they're exactly where I want them to be, just tucking that in. I really like that. That's from the laser cut set. They are a bit fiddly when you take them out of the packet, and you need to take your time taking them out of the backing, but they've got a really good feel to them, and it's really good imitation, isn't it, of like twine or string. I'm really impressed with those. And then I'm just adding the acetate with a little bit of wet glue, just tucking it in there. I think it's touching one of the foam pads, so just want a glimpse of it just to add another little bit of texture. I'm going to add a foam pad behind the heart-shaped light locket. I'm thinking of adding a few hearts. I think the buttons, I'm going to add hearts as well, just to keep with the theme. Tickets I've just stuck down, and I'm adding some foam pads to these. So it runs across, and I'm repeating things, which just is a bit more pleasing on the eye. So I've got a ticket, a stamp and a button, and I will do exactly the same in the opposite corner. So some of the word strips are absolutely perfect for this. I've got Hello Happy, just the beginning, which is just, that really works for me. Memorable moments and one fine day, and they're the four. So I'm going to add 2 in the top left, and I'll add 2 in the bottom right. So also to go with the repeats, I'm going to add a couple of flowers that I'd balanced. So there's one there on the left, and I've added some bluer leaves to go underneath the flower. They're also from the laser cut set. Predominantly to go with the blue of the background, but also, I don't know whether you can see it very clearly yet, the dress that I'm wearing is blue. And so to stop it standing out too much in the photographs, by bringing in the blue embellishments as well, I'm hoping that it all works together, because the dress isn't quite as teal as the paper, but I'm happy with the way that looks. So I'm working my way around. I'm just sticking these on foam, just getting the words to lift there, and I've got another flower there and a couple of leaves. I mean, you can trim them. They don't need to be exactly as they came out of the laser cut set. You know, you can make them your own, and I think I do exactly that and trim a leaf off, and then I think I put it back in a different position. It's no big deal. These embellishments are exactly, they do exactly what you want them to do. So, but I do like the quality of these. Well, I've nearly finished, and this has come together really easily for me, I think, because the laser cut frames made it a good start. So this is it. I'm just lifting it up so you can see some of the depth using the foam pads. This is the finished image. I hope you like what you see. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and do check out Hey Little Magpie. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.